I walked into the bank feeling rich. Not because I had millions, but because the manager escorted me into a private office for the first time. I was about to fill the form for more than £500,000 fixed deposit because I was thinking I have made a very smart financial move. 3 months after the incident, after meeting with the manager in that private office, I opened an email that changed how I thought about money completely. Here is the truth. Many people don't fail at investing because they are lazy about money. We all hear the word like interest, returns, and investment. But in the real sense, we don't actually understand what they really mean. We save money and we feel responsible we're doing the right thing, right? But inflation is quietly eating our money away without any notice or any alarm. Back in 2018, I sold one of my cars completely unplanned, but that's a story for another day. Then I had multiple businesses with steady cash flow. So the proceeds from the car, this lump sum wasn't needed and I didn't know where to put it because I didn't even plan to sell the car that day. It came out of a random conversation, but I made the decision because I've planned to sell the car earlier. But the issue was that I don't like idle cash lying around. I don't just like it because it kind of slips away. So a little bit of context here. I'm Igbo from the southeast of Nigeria. I grew up around business owners, traders and builders and businessmen. So my mindset was just simple, like from where I was brought up. Build businesses, create multiple sources of income, create multiple businesses. Nobody spoke about investing, so I didn't even know how it worked. Even though I was educated to the university level and I've read some books in the past, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But from the book, he spoke a lot about investing, but the only thing that stuck with me actually was don't work for money, create businesses and create cash flow. That was the part I resonated with, maybe because of where I was born and how I was raised. So it was a common thing. So that kind of stuck easily than the investing part. So when I sold this car, I got this money and I had no plans for it. So I was like, let me do one of this smart thing I've been hearing about, investing, and pack this money to cool down one place for the next 90 days. Then I will find out what I'll do with it. So that sunny afternoon, I walked into a bank close by my office, feeling very smart because I think this is a smart move. As the money is hot, I want to keep it to cool down, but not just in my savings or current account. When I walked into the bank that afternoon, I spoke to the teller, told him what I wanted to do. So he told me to wait, called on the manager. The manager ushered me into a private room. He was very kind. He offered me tea and asked me about business. I won't lie, I felt very important, that feeling. I felt like I mattered. But actually, I was there for business, so I had only one question in mind. And the question was simply, what was the return on my investment? Because we Igbo people, we like money, So he said 6.7% per annum. So I did a little bit quick maths in my head and I said, okay, because I was depositing a very large sum, that makes sense for 90 days. But unfortunately, that was a very bad math. So immediately I had 6.7%. In my head, I was like, I'm getting 6.7% at the end of the 90 days. Because the question I asked him was, what is the return? He said 6.7% per annum. Yeah, dummy me, What I didn't understand actually from what he told me was that 6% per annum is not 6% per month or 6% per quarter, but per annum. So what I will get is a percentage of that in the annual range for my 90 days because I'm not living it for 365 days. So I know a lot of people must have experienced similar thing like me, or maybe have heard it and say it's a little amount of money, it's not worth it. Because me, I thought like that. So assuming I understand the math, I wouldn't have done that, to be honest. Back to my story. After that incident, after 90 days, I got an email that read, your fixed deposit have matured. And I was like, okay. I opened the mail, but the first thing that caught my eyes was the interest, what I gained. I was fixated on that for a while. I was deeply disappointed because my farm could have returned times 10 of that money under 8 weeks. But I didn't panic, I didn't throw punches, so I did a little googling and some calculation again. And that was when I realized I wasn't robbed or scammed. I got what I bargained for. Man, I was educated, but that came quite late. That moment forced me to confront something very uncomfortable. I didn't understand money quite well as I thought I did. Before that moment, money to me was simple. Earn it, save it, invest it back in the business, expand the business. That was it. Saving felt very responsible, and expanding the business felt very smart because that has been what I've known, seen people tried, and it worked. But investing on the other side felt quite risky and complicated because when you go to this bank and these bankers in their well-ironed suit are speaking too much English, you don't understand it. Where I come from, once you don't understand the language the other person is speaking and money is involved, you head out. So after that experience, I learned about compound interest. I learned about inflation. I learned about time value for money and generational wealth, and why leaving cash to sit idle is moving you backward, whatever economy you are in. From then on, I decided to make the decision to invest intentionally, not emotionally or for quick wins. If you're watching this and you have never invested, or you tried once like me and felt disappointed, you are not behind. You're just where I was in 2018 with little knowledge, low skill. All you need is to increase your knowledge and your skill, and your outcome will be better, or your perspective will be better even. The difference between those who build wealth and those who don't is not the level of their income. It's understanding how money works and how to consistently grow it, and the skills to do that. And once you understand the rules, you stop feeling lucky and feeling early smart like me, but you just start feeling in control of your future and your finances. If you want more honest conversations about money, growth, and building wealth the right way, then subscribe or follow for more, because this is just the beginning. We're just getting started.